What's going on, you guys? How are y'all doing today? So right now we're about to install a couple mods onto the R6, and all these mods are basically in preparation for a track day that's coming up in 2 weeks. So I have my little workbench going on right here, and the first modification that we're going to be starting off with are these Woodcraft front axle sliders. Now what these are going to essentially do is add as a lot of protection for the bike. Let me kind of just show you an example. So they're going to now protect the front axle, basically the front brake caliper, and also this front fender wheel rotor as well. So it's going to bump out to about here now where it would make contact if I ever went down. Now this install is super simple. You guys can do it in honestly under 3 minutes. So let me show you exactly how in case you want to do this to your bike. So here are all the little pieces apart. This is going to be the base. This goes on top and this screw goes in between. Now I'm just going to lightly tighten it just to kind of keep it in place. We're just going to put it inside this open end of the axle right here. And we're going to make sure that these holes face upwards, kind of like the same direction as the forks. So just like so. And this is a 6mm Allen key, by the way. All right, that should definitely be tight enough. Now all I'm gonna do is just pop this cap on, and this little hole that you see right there, I'm gonna make sure that's facing downward. And now you can see these holes are lining up perfectly, so we can go ahead and put this through. So let's go ahead and move on to the next, and we're actually gonna need a 19mm wrench to do this. This side of the bike is a little bit different. This is the side where the kind of locking nut goes on to. So this side is a little bit smaller, which is why we're using this slider in particular. It's basically all the same, but I'll show you the one spot where we do need the wrench. This side differs because it doesn't have those grooves where this will stay put. This one swims around a little bit. So let's just make sure to tighten it in the exact same position that we have on this side, which is basically right in line with the forks, probably a little bit more over. We're gonna be using this 19mm open-ended wrench just to keep this in place. Then everything else is the exact same. Putting that little tiny dot facing downwards, pop it over, and then put in this little locking pin. There we go. And just like that, we're now completely finished. So both sides are done. And you'll notice that this side comes out a little bit more because there's the nut on here. So just a little bit different than this side, which fits more flush. And if you ever want to take off your front wheel, all you have to do, pull the pin, pull this off, and this axle nut will still slide right over. So now if I go from like a side view, you can see that this now protects our beautiful forged carbon fiber, the axle itself, and the brake caliper, wheel, rotor, all a little bit more. And these are about $70 to $80, so this is a really easy mod that any of you guys can pick up. And I think it would be a great addition to any one of your bikes, whether you're street riding, track riding, even if you don't even ride your bike, it just looks nice having those little accent pieces on it. Of course, you know, for this bike, doing a ton of blue and black, so having another black accent up front to offset this silver, definitely works.